Alternative energy solutions are needed after the failures of Eskom. That's according to Manie de Waal, who joins us now from our Cape Town studio. He's from Energy Partners, a solutions provider in the sector. Good morning to you, Manie. We all know we've got problems with electricity, with funding Eskom, with reliability of supply and so on. You think it's worse even than we think?
Morning, David. Morning, Tamisha. How bad it is exactly is difficult to judge, but just looking back over the past 5 years, I mean, rolling blackouts must be an indication that there are serious problems in our energy supply in the country. So yes, we are in a very dire situation in the country. I believe also it's fundamentally linked to everything we plan for South Africa, economic growth, everything. If your energy supply cannot be trusted, it literally affects everything in the country. Every decision, every business maker, every business decision, business confidence, everything is hampered by your reliability on your energy supply.
So Manie, what are you saying that South Africa is doing wrong? Because we do have alternative energy methods in place, the introduction of the IPPs, and we're also talking about nuclear deals with the French and the Russians. So what's the problem?
I think certainly a problem is that a lot of these deals and everything you've just mentioned, Tamisha, is it's reactive. We are, as of today, we are looking possibly again at blackouts. We've just had them. Everything we're doing now is reactive to a very large problem. So in a sense, we're playing catch up to a very serious situation. At Energy Partners, at our firm, certainly there's been a reaction in the market. If you look at the problem, there's a supply side, which is the generation of electricity, and then there's a demand side, all of us that uses electricity. And there's certainly be a big move in the market from companies such as ours and many others to solve the demand side of the problem. We can't do that much about supply, although alternative renewable sources of energy certainly offers a solution, but it's a longer term solution. So, just to come back to your question, everything we're seeing is reactive, and we need to get proactive about the many problems we face across the whole spectrum.
Manie, isn't it time to be really honest with the country and to say, look, we can't guarantee reliability of supply with the delays in the power stations. We're going to have load shedding. Let's plan it properly so that people can plan their lives, that businesses can plan their lives. Let's try and manage demand much more creatively than we have been. I mean, I just get the sense that people keep moaning and the government keeps saying, yes, we're going to have to do something. The nuclear option seems shrouded in mystery at the moment. Don't we need a different approach that is just more practical and more transparent?
I agree with you, David. I would say that is definitely happening already. I mean, that's the reason for existence for our firm, many others in the country. There's certainly a take-up of all South Africans that we've seen in making plans, in dealing with the situation. In business, as you've mentioned, you know, there's multiple ways that you can deal with rolling blackouts. But the first one is be aware when they're coming and plan your operations around them. Secondly, we see heavy investment into backup plans such as generators and also renewable sources of energy. And then the other thing that we've definitely seen a massive uptake and enthusiasm and investment in the market is into more energy efficient operations. In other words, due to our history of cheap electricity, the country is very inefficient, and we've seen massive investment into becoming more efficient. So what you're talking about, I would say, is definitely happening already in spite of the government and the promises and everything we're hearing.
Manie, you talk about there's definitely a heavy investment in becoming more efficient. Where's this investment coming from? Are you talking about the government or are you talking about the private sector?
I would say private sector, although Eskom definitely tried to do their part before cash flow constraints again halted that initiative. There was incentives from Eskom to get efficiency initiatives kick-started in South Africa. But the investment is made by the private sector. There's also international funding available, programs from the NBI, the PSEE program, private sector energy efficiency. That's about 150 million rand specifically dedicated to developing energy efficiency projects. So there's a lot of funding available. but the investment is made by the private sector. And may I just add that I would, and I was just watching the show earlier this morning, the returns you can get from investing in energy efficiency currently in South Africa, in my mind, outstrips anything the market can currently offer you.
Well, thanks to Manie de Waal. Some food for thought there from him on the power situation. He is head of sales at Energy Partners.